I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates of her tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of the following date with tears, but he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. So on that says the most important part is the dash between the 2 days.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people, that's kind of coincidental. Well, I think, God was involved in that. And God's at work all the time around us. He sees the conversation that we're having right now, and He wants you in heaven. He wants you to really believe, and you got to check that, whether you really believe or not. And a lot of the ways to help you really strengthen your belief, one is to stay in His Word, right? Yeah. That's spiritual food for our body. And maybe what we suggest to people is take 15 minutes a day out of your life. Maybe 7:30 at night. Flip the TV off, radio off, internet off. Sit down with maybe, I don't know if this is your wife, girlfriend, I'm not sure. Friend, I'm not sure. And then maybe read it out loud together for 15 minutes and then pray. And then you'll work yourself to the Bible. And then do it again. And then it's just, there's everything in that Bible. There's a lot of good stuff in that Bible. There's how to keep a marriage together, people together. It's on and on and on. And you're learning about heaven where you say you want to be for eternity. And why not spend time in that, right? Yeah. But most people just leave it on their shelf and think it's just going to get into their heads somehow. I don't know. But that's important. And then we tell them to hook up with a good Bible-believing church. You're from Indiana. You said you just moved here?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you 3 good Bible-believing churches in this area that you might want to take an hour and a half out of your Sunday to go to. Check them all 3 out and then see what you're most comfortable with. Number 1, there's a church on Paradise Valley Road in Spring Valley, Zion Christian Fellowship. That's a good Bible-believing church. There's Hamul Community Church. That's where me and my wife go in Hamul. Good Bible-believing church. And then there's Shadow Mountain Community Church over here in Greenfield, El Cajon. What's a Bible-believing church to me? It's where the pastor goes up in front of the congregation, opens up the Bible, and is reading from it, and explains to the congregation what it means. Not some pastor that goes up in front and kind of tells the positives of life. That's all he talks about the whole time. Life is wonderful. Never mentions hell, never mentions heaven, nothing, just kind of talks about how great things are. And then that's not going to work. You should be instructing from that Bible. That's what God gave us. There's so much evidence to back up that Bible. There's places that you can go visit that are contained in the Bible. There's prophecies that have actually occurred that is in that Bible. There's things like the Dead Sea Scrolls. I don't know if you've ever looked at that and did a Google. Go home tonight and do a Google search of the Dead Sea Scrolls and read about it. What it proves is the Bible hasn't changed over the years. It's stayed the same. So they found that as a discovery, and it's got that's an amazing thing to kind of look into. And then there's the creation itself. There's so much design to this creation. It's incredible. And just up here looking at it all around you, to think it just all popped up one day, it's on its own, did its own thing, and there wasn't a creator, designer to this, it's a little far-fetched. You think about your own body, your eyes for a moment. Everything in that eye has to work together simultaneously just to see.
Yeah.
And to think there wasn't a designer to that, I don't know how people can just think that. I don't know. Everything has a creator to it, just like that cross over there. Somebody created that cross. Yes. You didn't see him do it, but you know somebody created it, right?
Yes.
You have faith somebody did that. Yes. Just like you have faith that there's somebody created this universe. And so it's important. And you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
I don't think so?
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for your time.
No problem.
And you are